Hey guys, what's up? Today we have my Subaru. It's a Subaru Outback 2004 and I've recently purchased it. However, there's the locking wheel nut here and I don't have a key. Common problem, a lot of people seem to be having this. So I'm going to show you a technique which isn't showed on the internet, or not that I've really seen. I'm not going to be using a socket and trying to hammer it off. Some people put a socket over here, they put a torsion bar on, hit it with a hammer and it loosens off. I tried that, it doesn't work. My type here has got a little spinny ring on it and that stops that kind of working. So I'm going to show you a different technique. For this you'll need an angle grinder, where we're going to cut a slot across here, being very, very careful not to damage the actual alloy. And then what I'm going to do is use a chisel and a hammer. I'm going to try and knock it round and actually see if it comes off. And I've just done this on another one and it worked perfectly. I did it on one last week and it didn't work perfectly. And I ended up having to actually split the nut by hitting it with a hammer and chisel until it cracked, pulling out the pieces. The problem was the actual thread was then damaged on the actual stud. So I then had to remove the wheel, had to remove the caliper, remove the disc. At that point I could then hammer the stud out of the back, and I replaced it with a stud from Subaru at a cost of about £7.40 I think for the stud. I think you can probably find them cheaper on eBay, but they had it in stock and I needed it, so I went ahead and did it there and then. So guys, give me a moment and I'll show you exactly how we get this thing off. So we have one angle grinder, one chisel, one club hammer. Safety is quite important, so I will be wearing some sunglasses, because I'm not quite sure my proper safety goggles are, but this stops any little bits of hot embers going in my eyes when I do this. Last thing I need is a trip down to the hospital. So here we go, I'm going to basically cut here. I'm going to be very careful not to damage here and don't damage here. So far I've made it without doing any damage to the other ones, but you never know, there's always a first. So here we go. I've paid too much attention here and I did actually clip it there. Not a major problem because these wheels are pretty bad anyway, and to be honest I was going to recover them. Think about getting them powder coated at some point, so I'll live with that. Got to put my gloves on. Let's try this. Right, okay. So the idea is we've cut a little bit into the spinny steel metal bit. I'm going to try and knock it down like so, with a downward motion, and with the hammer I'm going to try and knock it up with an upward motion. So it's going to be like this. And like this. And there you go. It's coming loose. There we go guys, it's off. I happen to have a new one from Subaru because I didn't want to buy any locking nuts, so I've got this nut here which will go on. The part number says here wheel nut 28171A J000. So this is direct from Subaru, so from the local garage. The guys over in Ringwood, they're pretty good, although I'm sure you might have one nearer yourselves. Put the nut on. Tighten. Okay, job's good. And she's tight. And we have one wheel nut which has been removed. You can see that. Okay. I'd like to show you what happens if you mess it up though. As I say, the one I did before, it damaged the thread. And this is what these bolts which get pushed through from the back look like. And they got some kind of grippy thing on the top. And as you can tell, I mashed up the thread here. Don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's mashed up. And the problem I had was, of course, trying to put on a normal nut. It just won't go on anymore. It's just not going. And if you try and put one of these on, a damaged one, you'll damage the nut. And I was afraid that if I took it to a car garage and they used a super tool, it would just strip it off. So I had to replace it. When I took this one off, the nut, as you can see, it fell apart. I mean, this was all in here. You can see I actually cut it, same as I did the other ones. Same technique really, but it didn't turn, instead it split, and the bits inside fell out, as you can tell. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain when it did that. This one and the other one I've just done, fantastic, job done. So guys, I hope you've learned something. I hope you've seen something a little bit different, maybe something you've not seen before. Quite quick job as you saw, job done. I'll catch you guys later.